A week where defeat follows defeat and everyone around thinks there's chaos. And that's just Theresa May. How do you reflect on a week at Wigan Athletic?
Probably feel like I've got Theresa May's job, don't I? I think that'll be a fair assessment. Listen, it's football, you know. It's a repetitive message from myself, the players, to the supporters, to what you do. We go from travelling home from Reading, where we felt that we've really done well in the game, and you know, decisions outside our control have helped us lose the game. Whereas to the game on Tuesday night, the total opposite, way off what you would constitute a performance that you would want to see at this stage of the season to get you out of the trouble that we are in. So, you know, you dust yourselves down. There's a lot of clubs around now. I'm sure Phil will be saying the same with the games and the magnitude of the games, where people's tiredness and fatigue and any excuse people want to make can come out. For us, we've got a massive football game tomorrow that we want to win, we need to win, we hope to win, you know, and that's the criteria from us.
Any harsh words following that defeat to your team?
As a manager and a supporter, I don't feel the need to discuss that. I don't feel the need, because what you've got at these situations, we now want to go and give our best display of the season on the back of us feeling our lowest. How can that naturally happen? It can't, can it? And then the manager slaughters you all and tells you all how bad we are, and the bad feeling goes to. That's not football. Football is, at the end of the season, everyone will finish where they finish. You will have your highs and your lows. We've had our highs this season without a doubt. We've had our lows this season without a doubt. But the finishing line becomes in sight soon, and whoever gets across that finishing line will feel they have had a great season. We need to be that team.
What went wrong?
I'm not going to debate it now, because I've had 2 or 3 minutes in this where every comment's negative. That's football today. Are you with me? I'm not. What went wrong? What went right? Do you know what's good about us?
Is there more positive how you turn it around?
I'm not. You know, it's just journalists today. I think what journalists have been allowed to do over a period of time is gather momentum on the back of people losing football games. Historically, people lose football games. Historically, teams get relegated and teams win leagues. You know, for Wigan Athletic under my tenure, we've had a lot more good days than bad. While we're having a bad few, that's part of the game. Hopefully the season will end with us all being happy with what we've achieved this season. So throwing as many negative comments out there as you guys can, because they're there. One of the comments that I like this week is that we have a better home record than Aston Villa, West Brom, Swansea, Stoke, Sheffield Wednesday, Bristol City. Not doing bad, are we?
I'm not. Yeah, but as a journalist, I'm here to
you
find out why
you are
things are
fully
going
entitled to. Are you with me? You have got no problems with your line of question. You are fully entitled to. You're a journalist. You like chaos.
Well, I don't know about that. This makes it a huge game, doesn't it?
You can't make it any bigger than the first couple of minutes of this interview, can you? I'm sure Phil will be feeling the same. Do you know, Phil over at Bolton, who've done, you know, really well in turbulent circumstances all season. For all teams now, the games become bigger and more important. The biggest thing for me tomorrow is that we play well. As a manager, I can control my own team, my own players, and how we play. The biggest factor then is how do you restore confidence when it seems to be falling away. You revert to type. What's our type? Hopefully we see that tomorrow.
Injuries. Gav Massey taken off at half-time this week. Was that tactical injury? Or?
Again, I've got no real inkling to answer to some of the questions that are coming now. I'm not debating my team selections, my substitutions, the negativity around all your questions that you're answering. We're playing a great derby game tomorrow against Bolton. It's a big game for both teams, and I'm sure both teams want to win desperately.
How much pressure do you feel?
That struggled you there, didn't you? I got you right to how much pressure you feel. How much pressure do you feel in your job?
I'm feeling a lot of pressure right now.
Football managers get sacked regularly. It's an industry we're in now. That's the nature of the game for us all. When you take your first job, like I did, knowing you go in with the fans are your biggest supporters. I think at every club, if fans turn on managers, I think that's when you'll quickly find yourself in trouble. If that's the way it goes for Paul Cook at Wigan Athletic, that's life. I can't control that. If we were to beat Bolton and Brentford at home in 2 games, what would that do? That would restore a lot of people's confidence. Wigan fans are desperate to stay up. We're desperate to stay up, the players are desperate. So however way our questions go this morning, for good or bad, we don't know what 5 o'clock brings tomorrow night. I can only make sure that my team play like I want them to play and like I believe they can.
Well, you mentioned the supporters. How big a role can they play at home in one of the biggest games of the season?
Again, you search for questions that, with all due respect, people want answers from managers and interviews and everything else. I think when you have a good Saturday at home, everybody plays the part. from when you wake up with the feeling of a match day to by the time you go home, probably for fans with that last couple of pints in you, thinking I've enjoyed my day. Everyone has a part to play. We can only concentrate on what we're doing. The positive feel that people get from winning football games is huge. We haven't felt that enough lately. And when you don't feel that enough, it's something that you crave for. I think you can tell by my tone, I'm certainly craving for it. I'm not going to start trying to say any type of situations and statements that, you know, can lead to us not falling on your sword or whatever it is. If we're to be relegated at the end of the season, it's because we haven't been good enough and we haven't won enough points. With 9 games to go, our home record is very strong. I can list you positives that I believe will keep us up. That is all I'm concerned about.